Today on Karamo.
My life has been in shambles since I was 2 years old.
Just weeks ago, she got a message, do you want him to be your father? That flipped her life upside down.
Why did you hang up on me?
How you gonna ask me for this and ask me for that?
You hung up on me.
Is this his daughter? Truth is right here. The powerful DNA truth gets revealed.
I've been waiting a long time for this.
Plus, she followed her sister's footsteps
I'm there for my money.
right to the strip club.
It's my little sister. It made me feel like uncomfortable. I kind of still looked at her as like a child.
Now they're in a furious feud. Did you get your sister fired?
Yes, she did.
No, I did not.
Just tell the truth.
Did her own sister sabotage her? All right, so listen, we have a ping. You won't believe the shocking twist. All right, friends, so 2 weeks ago, my next guest, OJ, received a Facebook message that turned her life upside down. In that message was the phone number for a man named Danielle, the man who could be OJ's long-lost father. After 2 days, OJ found the courage to call him, but when she did, his take on this painful situation shocked her. Watch this.
I'll admit, I was a wild boy since I was 12 years old. I was in the streets. In 2017, I got shot in the head, and it's really hard for me to remember things. I barely remember having sex with OJ's mother, and it was a one-time thing in the hallway. My mother always told me to wear a condom, and this time, it wasn't nothing different. Hey, listen, I have 7 kids, and I made sure I've been there for all of them. I don't even know if OJ really mine. And her mother stopped talking to me when she got pregnant, and I never heard from her again after that. I really do feel bad for OJ. She's asking me to help her financially, and I don't got it. Karamo, I need to get this DNA situation in order, please.
OJ, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, it is my understanding that you have never actually met Danielle before.
Never.
When was your first phone call that you met was how long ago?
Was only about a week ago.
What was that first call like that you had with Danielle?
It was very nerve-wracking, honestly, because I felt like, oh my goodness, I never thought that I would even have a chance to do this. And the very fact that now it's happening, it was just like, whew, yes.
So when you finally talked to him on that phone, how did all of his denials make you feel?
Honestly, I just felt like an outcast kind of, or a black sheep. Like when I was talking to him on the phone, and he got smart, got an attitude with me. He was like, why are you being nosy?
What did he say outside of being nosy and all that? What was he saying to you?
Well, I was actually just trying to hear him on the phone. He had just gotten on the phone, and I just was trying to hear him, and I was hearing all this background noise, and I couldn't hear him. And then he said I was being nosy, and then hung up on me.
Wow. So that first conversation already started on a path of like, we can't even communicate.
Yes.
Wow. So how long have you been searching exactly for your father?
So I have not really been searching for him because I actually was under the impression that another man was my father.
So this wasn't like some long search where you've been searching for years and years for Danielle. This recently just came up. What's your relationship like with your mother?
So my relationship with my mom is pretty much non-existent.
So who raised you growing up?
So my great-great-uncle and his wife, they actually took up, you know, the slack of everything and really took guardianship over me and made sure that I was good. I was very angry as a child. I remember I used to get kicked out of daycares because I was just so upset and angry. And I feel like it was just me not being able to process everything that was going on. And I don't remember anybody actually sitting down with me and explaining to me as a child, like, hey, this is what's going on. I understand this is how you feel, and just trying to help me navigate my emotions. So I feel like as a child, I just lashed out and just was very angry. And a lot of people, you know, they didn't want to deal with it because they didn't understand or try to understand.
Wow.
So.
I got to tell you this. The clarity that you have right now as an adult, not saying that you're not still in pain, the clarity you have of what should have happened for you as a child, I hope people at home hear that because that's going to help somebody. Because somebody else right now is not talking to their kids about what's going on. Someone is just thinking like this child don't need to be talked to, they don't know what's going on, and it leaves kids with pain and scars. And so I appreciate your clarity in that.
Thank you.
So I want to know from your perspective, since you didn't know about Danielle, why are you upset with him now?
Honestly, because I feel like his approach is very wrong. I feel like he has an attitude. especially towards me. And I feel like I don't deserve that. You know, I'm just trying to figure out the truth. And I feel like I'm being made to seem like, you know, I'm asking for too much. So it's very, very difficult to kind of process and not let my nerves and my emotions get the best of me.
Makes sense. Asking for too much. What have you asked for other than time?
So I am going through a financial hardship, and so I was asking for some help because I just found myself having a hard time with paying bills and just keeping up with everything. And so I reached out to ask for help, and he basically was like, well, I'm not going to continue helping you until I know the DNA, if you're mine or not.
Got it. All right, well, listen, everyone. Danielle is backstage. How do you feel knowing that you are so close, like really close to your potential father?
Honestly, it's really hard to kind of sit here and not be a ball of nerves. This is something that I've been wanting to do all my life, like really just know where I came from and know about, you know, my family.
I'm gonna ask you this. What do you want the DNA outcome to be? Do you want him to be your father?
I do want him to be my father because, you know, I've been longing to know my biological father so I can know where I come from and know my origin and know his side of the family, or, you know. But the way that he's came about it, it's kind of making me feel uneasy because it's not making me feel comfortable to, you know, actually want to build a relationship with him. It's making me feel like, oh, he's gonna have an attitude, or he's gonna, you know, come at me in a certain way as if it's my fault. It's not my fault, you know.
This is fresh. This is 2 weeks of real life, real raw emotion that we are seeing right now. Listen, everyone, OJ will meet Danielle for the first time when we come back, so stay with us.
My life has been in shambles since I was 2 years old.
Just weeks ago, she got a message that flipped her life upside down.
Why did you
That's
hang
right.
up on me?
How you gonna ask me for this and ask me for that?
You hung up on me.
Is this his daughter? Truth is right here. The powerful DNA truth gets revealed.
I've been waiting a long time for this.
You had never actually met Danielle before.
Never.
What was that first call like that you had with Danielle?
He got smart, got an attitude with me, and then hung up on me.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Will OJ's painful search for her biological father end today? You know, OJ has been searching for her biological father for 23 years, and you are about to meet the man who could potentially be your dad. You know what I mean? So everyone, let's go ahead and please welcome Danielle to the show. Danielle, welcome to the show, man.
Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, thank you for being here. So take me back. What happened when OJ contacted you and called you?
All right, well, first off, when she contacted me, like, she didn't contact me. I contacted her. So through her uncle, who told me, who I seen in the store, and he told me that his niece, it might be potentially mine, because they already had some other guy and it wasn't his. And so I reached out and he gave me her number. Then I reached out, got her number, text her, and she said, the first thing she said was, oh, my phone's not on. You know what I'm saying? I need money for the bill. So I said, okay, did that. I don't even got it like that, but I did that. You know what I'm saying? I sent cash after the money, and then the next day, lo and behold, the next day, like, I'm expecting, you know, I mean, I was expecting her to call, but I didn't expect that because, I mean, maybe not in all reality, because I know it's been a long time and I don't really know her like that, but, you know, I gave her that, but I'm like, all right. So she ain't called, so I felt some type of way, but she,
Because I wasn't ready to call you.
Cool,
it was
that's
very
cool. That's on
hard
your
for
time.
me to be able to, like, process while I'm dealing with my own stuff that's going on with me.
Understandable. But the next day, she texts me like, oh, can I get I need $50. Can I get $50? I'm like, So I'm like, wow, like, I don't even know what I'm saying, know you like that, like, and I just gave you, you know what I'm saying, $75, so it's like.
Because this is now she's asking you for 2 loans in a matter of 2 weeks?
I mean,
And y'all don't even know each other?
Not even. It was a week. It was 2 days.
2 days, wow. Now for you.
Well, it's not my fault. It's honestly, I didn't ask to be here. I feel like I'm cleaning up the pieces because I feel like I'm cleaning up the pieces of my mother. She don't even want to do this. She didn't even try. You know, it made me feel like I wasn't worth it. You know, like all my life I have been searching for my biological father, wanting to know the truth because everybody's telling me lies.
Right, but I never told you a lie. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not everybody, you know what I'm saying? I'm the person who I am. I am who I am. And you know what I'm saying? So you can't keep being salty with me about that. And I'm not your mother. And I'm not her.
But I'm not being salty with you. It's kind of hard to deal with men in general because of the lack of relationship with my biological father. Like, I didn't have nobody to show me what it was to be loved by a man.
I mean, after, it was like, I heard her mother, it was years later until I heard from her mother stating that OJ might be mine.
That's not what my grandmother said.
I mean, your grandmother was dead.
My family members
I don't know how your
said,
grandmother gonna know your grandmother was dead.
My family members said y'all was hanging out so much, they already knew.
I was a wild boy. Like, I was, you know,
for the streets.
I had a baby when I was 15. But at the end of the day, yeah, I was for the streets. But at the end of the day, I still held it down.
So why you didn't hold it down for me? I mean, I can't really go off of how you was back then, 23 years ago.
Do you have other children?
Yes, sir.
How old are they?
Well, my oldest is 25. Okay. And that's my firstborn. And I raised her, like I said, I had her when I was 15.
So how many kids do you have total?
7.
7 kids total. And are you in all of their lives?
All of their life, they all know each other.
Yeah.
And they all know.
So Danielle, my producer showed me this text, and based on this text, it seemed like you knew about OJ years ago. So it says, how do you know that I'm your daughter? She said something when you was a teen and I sent bread. So it seems like you were aware earlier on in life that she might be your daughter. And
you didn't do nothing about it.
What is this? Because this is you saying like possibly.
Yeah, that's a fact. But at the end of the day, what am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to get a DNA test so that you can know.
I live in New York.
So what? It's called travel. It's called travel. It's called travel because it's my life. My life is not a joke. My life is not something that's temporary. This is affecting me. I cannot grow as a woman. I cannot have a relationship with a man because it's like I'm looking for love in all the wrong places. My life has been in shambles since I was 2 years old. Why did you hang up on me?
How you gonna ask me for this and ask me for that?
You hung up on me.
Is this his daughter? Truth is right here. The powerful DNA truth gets revealed.
I've been waiting a long time for this.
Based on this text, it seemed like you knew about OJ years ago.
It's my life. My life is not a joke. I cannot have a relationship with a man because it's like I'm looking for love in all the wrong places. My life has been in shambles since I was 2 years old.
You've been alone. Not just from your mother, but without a father as well, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I grew up with older guardians. We never had, like, we had a relationship, but we didn't have a close relationship. It was like I was always searching for somebody who actually really wanted to have a relationship with me because I was worth it.
Danielle, do you think OJ is your daughter?
Well, I really don't know.
Do you hope that she could be? I know you have 7 kids already. Do you want an 8th?
I mean, if it's, if it's gonna, you know what I mean? If whatever helps her, like, basically, that's why I'm here, like, so whatever.
You mean that? You really mean that?
Listen, like I said, I don't tell lies. I mean, God loves me.
I gotta tell you this, I actually do believe it because I've been in this situation where someone popped up and said, this is your kid. And my first reaction was to help and do whatever I needed to do. And,
like, Karamo, I could have ran.
So, yeah,
I could have been my first reaction. That's my reaction.
Literally, you said, I'm gonna help, and he gave you money immediately.
I pulled that.
So I know you have some trust issues. People who have been abandoned, who have been betrayed, sometimes you forget to recognize that there are people who are showing you some signs that they want to build a relationship. So I'm just pointing that out to you.
Right, and Karamo, I've been abandoned as well by my father. I never knew my father. You understand?
Yeah.
So if you've been abandoned by your
that's
father,
why I take care of
when
all
we
my
was talking
kids,
on the phone, why did you
that's
hang
why.
up on me?
Oh, all right.
Why you wasn't being passionate
right.
and compassionate and patient?
Okay.
Since you understand.
What
Let's get to
what
that.
was it? Let's get to that.
Let's get to that.
Why did you hang up the phone?
I hung up the phone because when she called me, I felt disrespected. Like, how you gonna ask me for this and ask me for that? And,
But you said,
and
oh,
then
I understand
and then
that you need some time.
All right, cool.
But then you're going to sit there and say, oh, I'm
But
taking too long.
Yeah, no, wait. It's your mannerisms in the Texas. I was in an Uber. So I'm like, what's going on? It was nothing. Like, she was just worried about the people in the background. I'm like, what's going
Because
on?
it was loud.
I'm listening.
I'm asking
Right, I'm
you,
listening.
who is that in the
She's
background?
ear hustling,
Because
worried about the people
nobody's ear hustling.
in the
I'm
background.
asking you because
Instead
I
of just
couldn't hear
speaking.
you.
Instead of just speaking.
Because I
why
couldn't hear you.
Why you not
And
speaking?
instead of you being an adult about it and saying,
Look.
hey, I'm in the Uber, I'm going to call you back when I can talk to you, you hung up on me.
Yeah, I hung up
For
on
no
you
reason.
because...
You don't even know the damage that you did when you did that. You really don't. You don't even know.
I
And you
hung
don't
up
care. Because you ain't text me and say, oh, you know, my bad for hanging up on you. Whatever.
I text you
just hung
after I
up.
called you. I showed nothing but love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Like,
went
that
out my
broke
way.
me down.
I
You don't
went out
even
my
know.
way.
I understand how
Out my way.
that moment could have hurt you. I do understand that. I want to acknowledge that. I want to take it to the
Not for
comments and
me.
see what
It's
my
been
audience has
23
to say
years.
about this. Y'all got some comments on this? What are your thoughts on this?
What made you comfortable to ask him for money, even though you didn't even know him?
So honestly, I was talking to one of my family members, and she was telling me like, okay, if you're struggling, then ask him and see what he says. So I asked because I'm very prideful when it comes to asking for help because I was raised to be independent.
I understand as a prideful woman, you were also raised to be independent. I can see all of that. But I also understand that you were in need and you knew there's the possibility this could be your father and you wanted to see if he could show up for you. Am I right?
Right.
I knew it. All right, so what's your thoughts on this?
All right, my question is for him. You said you've been there for all your kids, which I applaud you for that. Will you be there for her if you are the father?
Of course. That's why I'm here, right?
For her, would you accept him? Like, would you give him a chance? Because you treat him with a little hostility, but would you give him the chance to step up to be in your life?
Yes, I would give him a chance. Yes.
Okay, that's good. All right. So, are you ready to find out if this is your daughter?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I am, definitely.
The truth is right here. So, this is a moment for you two, especially for you, because you have been alone a lot of your life, majority of your life. You've been searching for someone who could be there for you, could love you, especially that father figure. Well, the moment is here, the DNA outcome. OJ, I think it's important for you to open this. And will you open this and read this out loud?
Yes. I've been waiting a long time for this, and as hard as this may be, I'm just ready to face the truth, no matter what it says.
Don't go anywhere because the outcome of the DNA test everyone has been waiting for will come out next.
You are the father. Get off my stage.
Danielle, do you think OJ is your daughter?
I really don't know.
Well, the moment is here. The DNA outcome. OJ, I think it's important for you to open this.
As hard as this may be, I'm just ready to face the truth. OJ, Danielle is your father.
I feel so bad for you, like, it's my fault, like, I feel so bad for you, like, I really do, like, I really do. I really do. I'm really sorry. I really feel sorry for you, but I do the best I can. That's all I can do. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just the man that I am, and
I just need a father. I'm a real father.
like, I'm your father, so I mean, I just hope that I can make, you know what I'm saying, you feel a little better, you know, in your life.
I can see the sigh of relief for you, but I also see the anxiety that's being triggered in you. And I understand why. And it doesn't mean that he's not going to be there for you. Anytime someone experiences abandonment, a pain, a tragedy like being shot, any of these things, it triggers like, how am I going to be treated next? Yeah. Which is something you all have to pay attention to, because you've already started on a rocky road where you tested him to see if he's going to be there. Because let's be real, at the end of the day, I get it, 2 weeks, you're like, let me reach out. You didn't know if this man was your father. And at the end of the day, 2 weeks reaching out for money twice is a lot. And I'm gonna have to acknowledge that. It is a lot. Then he started reacting like, what is going on? What does she want from me? How's she gonna treat me? You're getting loud because you have expectations from him that we didn't even know if he was your father. So you two have to watch your communication. You have to start remembering one key thing, and this is an important thing. This is not your fault, Danielle, and this is not your fault, OJ. And so when you're communicating with each other, don't put your pain on each other. He had no knowledge of you. He did not know you existed. So as you see the pain coming up, you gotta be able to say, hold on, this is not towards you. I'm sorry. And you have to manage your expectations because he just learned about you, so he's gonna have to be on a process. At the same rate, you gotta also understand that even though you had nothing to do with it, just being fathers, you already know this with the other children, you gotta step in. Because the trauma she had, you're a big part of that healing. So I wanna tell y'all something. When you start seeing something where you start to feel like she's about to be disrespectful, just say, hey, I'm not the cause of your pain, but I will be here for you to help you heal. That's what your job is to say. And when he starts to say, like, I feel like you treat me a certain way, it's for you to stop and say, you know what? I'm sorry, you're not the person I should be addressing this at, but can we start to figure out how to move forward? And if you feel like it's overwhelming, it's okay to disconnect for a day in a respectful way. Don't hang up the phone, but just say, let me get off the phone, and then come back, all right?
Yes.
I feel like when you already grown, like you can't change, you know what I'm saying, somebody that's already grown. But, like, I feel like, you know what I'm saying?
But she's
like,
not looking for you to change her.
like,
What I'm telling you to do is you just have to acknowledge the pain. If you don't release these feelings and attitude before you walk up the stage, this is going to snowball into something worse and worse. So I'm asking you right now, release that. Release the fact that she's grown. Release the fact that she came at you wrong. I acknowledge it. Can you acknowledge that sometimes you came at him wrong?
Yes, and I apologize.
You accept it?
yes.
You needed
I
that.
do.
You needed that. It's okay to say you needed that.
Yes.
But you gotta release that here. Let that go here so y'all can take the first step to being a happy father and daughter. But y'all gonna be all right. Just take the first steps together in healthy communication. Give your daughter a hug again. This gonna be all right, all right? Y'all gonna be good. Y'all gonna be good, y'all gonna be good. Y'all gonna be all right. Oh, I just heard I love you. I like that type of stuff. All right, listen. Everyone, stay with us. We'll be right back after this. She followed her sister's footsteps
I'm there for my money.
right to the strip club.
It's my little sister. Made me feel like uncomfortable. I kind of still looked at her as like a child.
Now they're in a furious feud. Did you get your sister fired?
Yes, she did.
No, I did not.
Just tell the truth.
Did her own sister sabotage her? All right, so listen, we have a ping. You won't believe the shocking twist. So this is Gianna. When Gianna saw her older sister, Marina, leading a glamorous life as a wealthy exotic dancer, she wanted to be just like her. So at 18, Gianna decided to get a job where Marina was dancing. Gianna claims that the decision caused Marina to betray her in a way that has since destroyed their sibling relationship. I know. Everyone, please welcome Gianna to the show. Hi, Gianna, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm really good. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you as well.
So, how long has this feud been going on with your sister?
Oh man, all my life. Like, We can't even ever get along. We're constantly arguing. I can't even stay in the same room with her for so long. Like,
wow.
I'm so sick of it.
How bad is your relationship with Marina today?
Today, we're still beefing. I'm not comfortable with her. I don't trust her at all. I think she's just a liar, and I want her to be the bigger person. She's supposed to be the older sister, so grow up, you know?
And so you're convinced that your sister got you, fired, right?
Yes, I am convinced.
Why are you convinced of that?
Well, I'm convinced because she didn't want me to be there in the first place. Now, she thinks that I'm going back and telling her man all of her business when I'm not doing any of that. I'm there for my money, first and foremost. I can care less about what anybody's doing.
How did that get you fired? Because she was saying things about you?
She got me fired because I feel like she told the boss that I was drinking when I was not.
Got it, okay. So I heard you tell my producers that you think karma has caught up with her.
Absolutely, karma definitely comes back around because now that club we worked at is shut down now. So I moved to another local club about 20 minutes away, and she knows the boss. He doesn't like her. And I told the boss not to hire her because I know that's what she did to me.
Oh, so that's how you're getting your revenge?
Absolutely.
Wow. So do you is that revenge? Does she know that you actually did that and stopped her from getting a job?
I don't care if she knows or not because that's just it. You know, she deserves it in my eyes.
Okay, so I understand what's going on as an adult. I need to go back. So take me back. What was your relationship like growing up with your sister?
Wow, growing up, since I was a kid, fist fights as teenagers for the whole neighborhood to see. I'm talking hitting each other, like we're, excuse my language, like we're bitches in the street.
So I want to know, when you look at these pictures of you two as kids, how do you feel about that?
Oh my God.
Because y'all look, to me, on the outside, you look like close sisters.
I know. It makes me very upset to know that somebody so close to me can just cross me like that and take money, food out of my mouth and just violate me like that. And I wish it wasn't like this, but I wish we could go back.
So you wish you could go back before the teenage fighting years?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Before, when we were kids, we argued, bickered, but nothing like it got worse and worse.
What does your family think about you two fighting like this?
Oh, they dislike it. And they're constantly picking sides, you know, and she definitely knows how to make me look like the bad guy in every situation. Like, I'm the type to go 0 to 100 real quick. I start screaming, throwing stuff, I want to fight. And she will stay so calm. Oh my God, she's crazy. And that makes me want to just go even worse. I swear I'll end up in jail.
So why do you blame Marina's boyfriend?
Oh my God, he's an instigator. He's the #1 instigator. Why would I ever tell him anything? That's my sister. I have loyalty with her before anybody else. And she doesn't believe me that I would go and tell her information when I would never do that.
Got it. All right, that's, well, I think everyone, it's time to meet your sister Marina. Please, everyone, welcome Marina to the show. Hi. How are you doing? Welcome.
Hi. How are you?
I'm really good. So, Marina, I got to ask you point blank. Did you get your sister fired?
I did not. No.
Yes, she did.
No, I did not.
Just tell the truth.
I did not.
How
get
old
her
are
fired.
you? You're supposed
she
to be the
got
older
herself
sister.
fired.
You're
She
supposed
got
to be the
herself
older
fired.
sister.
She got herself
How,
fired.
when I wasn't drinking?
No.
How?
The boss told her to stop drinking,
How?
and she did not.
Marina, how do you feel about Gianna's accusations?
I feel like hurt because that's my sister. I don't have to take food out of anybody's mouth. I'm going to get my money regardless. I don't need to stop anybody's money. That has nothing to do with me. That's my sister.
So why did you?
You took food out your own mouth.
No, I didn't.
Marina, I want to ask you this. Why didn't you like the fact that your sister was working at the
It
club?
kind of made me like, it's my little sister. It made me feel like uncomfortable. It was like weird and like, I kind of still looked at her as like a child. So,
Man,
like,
I'm grown.
And
I was
I didn't want her in
grown.
my
I was 18.
business.
It was legal.
You know,
Coulda did
like,
whatever I
go find your own
wanted to do.
business. You don't need to be in my
Coulda
business.
did.
There was a whole
Nobody
nother club.
was worried
Go
about
find
your
the other
business.
club.
Girl,
you don't
bye.
need to be
Girl,
by me.
bye.
I got
There was only one
like,
club in the. There was only one club
And
in
she
the
talks
city.
too much.
If she thinks
All
that
she do is
she
run
thinks
her
I
mouth.
drink too much, why would she want me to go 20 minutes away to a different club?
I felt like she was more worried about having fun than hustling.
No.
You know what I mean?
Is that not the truth? You
Not
weren't?
at all.
You were about to
I
hustle?
did definitely.
I mean,
have
she
my
did
fun.
make
Okay.
she
But
did
I
make
definitely
money,
was
but
there
like
for my money.
she was like, you know, 18. Oh, I'm a stripper. It was fun. Ha ha. I was trying to tell her everyone's been through that. Like they see you. You're just started. That's a new girl. Let's let's get her drunk. Let's get her stuff so she won't make
I got
money.
myself drunk.
You know, so I let her know, like, this is what's going on. They're playing you. Like,
Ain't nobody
it's not,
playing me.
they're not your friends.
I did everything I wanted.
I can see already how your communication is without even being in your household.
They're not your friends.
So I want to know, what hurtful things did y'all say to each other?
Well, when,
that she's not my sister.
I never said that. I don't say that.
Yes, you did.
When we do argue, we
We're on
say,
TV,
like,
and the truth isn't going to come out. The fakeness is.
We say, like, really, like, we kind of go for, like, each other's insecurities.
Yeah.
And we say really mean stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we even know what we're saying sometimes. I know I don't.
What was those fights about when y'all were kids?
Oh,
she was bad.
She was mean.
Because I had to, like, well, I kind of babysat her a lot.
We're 6 years apart. Like,
and
I was a kid.
I was the older sister, and she did not listen.
You were mean. Who wanted to be home with her? Who wanted to be home with this? Come on now.
But she don't
Come
listen.
on now. No.
She was bad.
Who's listening to that? No, thank you.
She was bad.
No, I wasn't.
She didn't listen to nobody.
Yes, I did.
Nobody.
All right, so Marina, I want to know what happened the year of Gianna's birthday.
She told my parents there was a birthday dinner, and she told them to tell me I was not allowed to come.
Absolutely. I don't want to see your face on my day.
And, you know, that's messed up because at the end of the day, we're still family. Everyone else can come but me. That's not right. No matter what's going on, we're still family. That's not a good look to show your family either.
I just wanted to tell the truth.
All right, so listen, we have a ping. So our producers actually contacted a manager from the strip club, and on the phone call, he revealed the real reason Gianna got fired. Listen to this. A revelation that will change everything.
And the reason why I fired her, I told her, I said, listen.
Is about to come out. I tell y'all there, they're gonna walk right out here and start fighting.
You are the fire. Get off my stage.
You're convinced that your sister got you fired, right?
Yes, I am convinced. She told the boss that I was drinking when I was not.
I did not.
How old are you? You're supposed to be the older sister.
She got herself fired.
I just wanted to tell the truth.
All right, so listen, we have a ping. Our producers actually contacted a manager from the strip club. He revealed the real reason Gianna got fired.
A lot of nights when she would leave, she was smashed. I warned her many, many times. And the only reason why I gave her as many breaks as she did because of her sister. And the reason why I fired her, I finally just told her, I said, listen, I can't have you leaving here drunk every night. I'm going to be the last guy that wants to tell your parents, okay, if you got in a car accident, you left here drunk, and you got killed. I can't do that. And I says, that's why I'm letting you go. And it wasn't because of her sister. No, never told me to fire her. Never. Not once. Not once ever told me, said, you know, you ought to fire her. Never. You know, she never ever talked bad about her sister. You know, I mean, when they were here, they all got along.
So, okay, so point blank. This started as adults from the fact that you thought that your sister got you fired. We have now heard directly that your sister did not get you fired, that it was, in fact, your own actions of drinking and acting a certain way that got you fired. He said that your sister never even said anything bad about you.
No, I did not. I would never do that to her.
Hold on, you don't believe that?
That she didn't say nothing bad about me, but if she didn't get me fired, I do apologize.
Yeah.
And maybe I was wrong for drinking too much. And maybe, yeah.
Yeah, and I am sorry for keeping my distance from you because one thing I look back on now is that because I didn't like really want you there, I stayed away from you and to pretend that you weren't there. And in my mind, if I stayed away from you, like you wouldn't be there. And I should have handled that differently. And I do realize that now, so I probably shouldn't have did that.
Yeah,
so I do apologize for that.
It probably was the drinking too that, you know, messed with my brain and.
So outside of, I'm glad that y'all had that revelation right there of like what's going on. But I think that there's a deeper issue here because that's why I keep asking about your fights as child. Were y'all pitted against each other as children? And not consciously, was there unconscious things where like maybe one got something better, the other one didn't, where the other one felt like, okay, tell me about that.
Well, I'm the middle child,
okay.
So, She's the oldest, so she definitely got spoiled with everything, got away with everything. Me, not so much.
Okay.
You know?
So with you two, you felt like there was things that she got that you didn't get.
Yes.
Okay. And you felt like that's not the case at all. Or do you feel that's the case?
I don't really know how to feel about that, to be honest. I really didn't pay attention to what they got or not.
Got it.
You know.
But then that's why I keep asking, from your point of view, what was it that caused the dissension in your relationship?
But my boyfriend that she talked about, he did say that he thinks it's when I used to watch them that caused it, because when we argue, she brings it up a lot.
What's the age difference between you all?
We're like 6.5 years apart.
I'm 22.
Okay, 6 years is not that much. I'm trying to figure out, why are you blocking out memories?
I don't know, I do that a lot.
What was going on in your childhood? And I'm not gonna get too deep with you all, but I'm trying to, you know, what it is here is because the thing is that it seemed like there was a resolution there. When I'm telling y'all there, they're gonna walk right out here and start fighting. I'm gonna tell y'all point blank. So that's why I looked at that and I'm like, that was fake. That resolution was.
But I did mean that though, but it may not be a complete resolution.
I believe that there is a sincerity of like, you realize maybe your drinking caused it. You got the answers in clarity. And I believe that you're like, well, maybe I made the wrong decisions. I do believe that, but there's a bigger symptom in a cycle here that's going on. Did you have to watch her a lot?
Yeah.
So were you able to live your life? Why? Because you had to be the one to watch her?
Yeah.
Okay, was this the person who was always watching you as a kid?
Yeah.
Got it. Do you feel like she had more freedoms than you?
Yes.
Got it. But do you feel like you didn't have any freedoms at all? Got it. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. Okay. Because the thing is, I was writing down some of the things of like, I look at her like she's still a kid when you said we were in the club. You said I still feel protective of her. And so there's a lot of this. Big sister had to become a mom. And big sister didn't want to become a mom. Little sister didn't need you to be my mom. Little sister needed you to just be my sister, but feels like you're scolding me every time I do something or make a decision.
Yes.
Did I just hit it on the nail?
Yeah.
Well, look at that. You're still playing mom instead of big sister. Can this relationship be healed? You don't have to scold her. You don't have to make a choice. You can say, girl, you don't have to live your life. Find out next. That there's a deeper issue here. Did you have to watch her a lot?
Yeah.
So were you able to live your life? Big sister had to become a mom. Little sister didn't need you to be my mom.
Yeah.
Did I just hit it on the nail?
Yeah.
So I don't think that's the full reason, by the way. I think that's just a symptom of it. But I think it's a good first symptom for you all to acknowledge. Because I can also see how your body language is closing up, because I know you're hot, so I know you ain't cold right now. So there's something about this that is making you uncomfortable. Like, because even in the club situation, she's still being a mom.
Yes.
And you're still saying, I don't want you to be my mom.
Yes.
And part of that is making you act out.
Yes, excuse me.
Why do you think you're doing that?
I'm not sure. Maybe I just needed her to be an older sister to me and not a mom, you know?
Yeah.
Not always judging me, and maybe I could come to her for advice instead of always judging me like a mother.
Boom. Listen, I'm gonna say this to you really quickly. We're at a place right now where you're no longer, I need you to accept that you're not her mother.
Okay.
And so when you're in the club and you see her making her choices or doing stuff, the reason that y'all keep going into this cycle of where y'all keep coming back around each other, even though y'all are fighting, is because y'all do want to be with each other.
Yeah.
Y'all do want a relationship, but at the end of the day, you're still playing mom instead of big sister. And I'm going to even go one step further, and from now on, no more big sister.
Yeah.
You're just her sister.
Yeah.
So when you're in situations and you see her doing something, you don't have to scold her, you don't have to make a choice, you don't have to avoid her, you don't have to say something. You can say, girl, you don't have to live your life.
Yeah, okay.
How often are you able to say that to her? Never, because you feel like you have to always speak up.
Yeah.
That's the first lesson for you. From now on, when you see your sister making a choice, as much as it's going to pain you to see her making a choice, you got to let her make her choices.
Okay.
Do you think you can do that?
Yeah.
But on the flip side, you got to start taking accountability for your actions.
Yes, absolutely.
You understand? Because even though she's playing mom, and even though like whatever you felt as a child is valid, like maybe you didn't get what you needed, you're rebelling, and the rebelling is only hurting you.
Yeah.
Do you think it's time to stop rebelling?
Yes, absolutely.
Why do you think you rebel?
Just to get out of my head and stuff, like, just to like stop thinking about things, and because I have anxiety too, so like I do a lot of crazy things sometimes.
So you rebel to avoid.
Yes.
You have memory loss to avoid. So what I want you to do is realize you no longer have to be her mother. You have to take accountability for your actions, but somewhere in the middle, there's something that went on that you're both trying to block and avoid that you're not focusing on. And as sisters, I think if you looked at each other one day and said, do you remember this? Do I remember this? Do you remember this feeling? Do you remember this feeling? I promise you, you'll start to heal. Y'all think there's something in there that y'all both can probably figure out together?
Yes.
You say yeah? Do you say yeah?
Probably.
Probably? Your eyes are welling up a little bit. What's going on?
I don't know.
That's all right.
I can't. It's hard for me to remember things. Like, it really is.
I get it. I get it. When y'all do the work to figure that out, I promise you that's where the healing's gonna start. But at least you have this first step, all right? Y'all can be okay if you do this work. Figure out what are y'all trying to block. Because whatever y'all trying to block is why y'all been fighting since you were 14 years old. And y'all gotta stop that pattern. Because one day, you're gonna turn around and your sister's not gonna be there, and all you're gonna have is memories of fights. And you don't want that, do you?
No.
All right then, y'all gonna be okay.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for being with us. Come back next time, friends, so we can keep talking and growing. I love you all.